The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everybody, welcome to the weekly Noyantis Usergroup meeting. Today is April 29th. Myself and John are here and present. Just checking attendees. As always, if anyone's got any queries or questions or problems or ideas, then please feel free to raise your hand. We'll get the microphones opened and we'll cover the subject accordingly. Crikey, we've got a question in already. That was quick. I was going to say I'll cover updates, but we'll actually cover updates when we've got a couple more attendees, because I know we usually get some regulars, so we might as well cover those when we've got them. So we'll jump straight into a question without further ado. And I know John's got a question on, an enhancement request on docking panes, so we're going to take a look at that as well today. Okay, Alejandro, how are you doing?
Hello, Andy. Hello, John. How are you?
Good, thank you.
That's good.
And yourself?
I have a question. Huh? Sorry?
And yourself, are you keeping well?
Yes, of course. I always be well. Oh.
Very good. So what's the question?
Okay. Yes, I have. Can I share my screen to show you something?
Yes. Now, John, you said in the past the best way to get them to share the screen, is it just make presenter? That's what I normally do.
Yeah, just right
click that. That's okay.
Yeah. This is the best one.
So you should get a prompt on your screen any second.
Wait, pressing. Wait a second.
Just bring that so I can see it. Yep.
Okay.
Big calculator.
Yes. And running the application. Just a second.
Actually, for those who don't know, Alejandro is our for the Spanish-speaking community. Alejandro's our official reseller for. We haven't actually made any announcements for that actually, but yes, you've already done some already, haven't you? Which is quite good, of course.
Wait. Can you see this window?
Yes.
So I need that when I open the window, if you see I have a report control here, I have a property grid here, and but I have a problem because when I want to open the window, I want to select this field and stay selected. Okay.
Okay.
So I will show you again. Okay, is in another
the
control.
Report control has taken focus.
Exactly.
Okay, now there's a checkbox on the template. I think it's under appearance, which says select report control, something like that.
Let me see. Here?
That one, yeah.
Okay, let's go to see.
The idea behind that is so that when you go in, the keyboard is keyboard friendly straight away.
Let me close this. I will pass this window here because when it's in streaming, it's too slow.
Okay. I've seen that. Not all the time, to be honest, but yes, I've seen that in the past. There's definitely a slowdown.
Yes, I think that try to maintain the synchronize between the video and the voice. So if you have a low upload upstream,
yep,
it's compiled very slow, and it's happened to me because I have a very low upstream.
I understand.
Okay. Let me see. Did you remember my question about the Google Task?
Yes, yeah. We
Okay.
I haven't forgot. I've got two or three tasks. Excuse me, link. It's 2 or 3 projects I've got to do, but at the moment I've just got to get a particular application finished. But yet, no, I've not forgotten. I've got that, and I've got a couple of questions on the calendar to look at.
Wait, I asked it to Google, and they say that it's not possible manage many accounts from G Suite. Yes, a G Suite account, a service account with many Google tasks is not possible. Okay, so you can only manage one Google task.
But that goes against the principle of having this equivalent of a super user, this a service account. So I know definitely I use a service account, which is your primary access into the whole Google suite. I use that with the Google Calendar, and I've had two accounts, both calendar, the one calendar with 2 different users synchronizing both at the same time. So I know it can be done, definitely, because I've tested it. We have it in applications, but the tasks was added afterwards, so that is what I need to check. And you can.
No, it's not possible. Google said to me, I made the question to Google, and they say that it's not possible. You can manage just one Google task. So,
but that's one Google task per account. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
But the service account is supposed to allow you to. Oh, you are okay. But our implementation, what you have on our implementation, is 2 separate connections. So you have one connection for the service account as user A, and another connection using the service account as user B. That's how we do it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. No, this doesn't work. But you told me something else. Maybe I don't understood. Okay, let me show you what I did. I put in this window in it, select log búsqueda. Okay.
Just looking for the select. Yep, I've got that. Yep.
So this is the last process. Here, I unselect this. And what else did you say me?
Well, you've only got the only things which can really take control there is the report control, and you've got the particular option unticked.
Where, sorry?
On the report control on the extension, and
yes.
that select control is unticked. So now that won't be taking the focus away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can we launch that window non-docked? So you just start it. So we'll just make sure that the docking pane isn't taking focus as well.
Here?
Okay, yeah, okay, cancel that. I see you've got that on there twice.
Yes, because when I import...
okay. Do you want to disable the other one? Yeah, just disable the other one as well. So leave that one and yeah, cancel that and disable the next one, docking pane content.
Yes, I disable it.
Ah, yeah, the other one though. You've got 2.
Yes. You want to disable the both?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, let's run that. Let's see what has got focus. If it's not the entry, what does have focus?
Let's go see. Sorry. Okay.
So before I forget, next week here in the UK is a public holiday. Unfortunately, there's quite a few at this time of year. There's April and there's 2 in May. So there will be no user group meeting next Monday because it's a public holiday. And I know I'm actually out traveling. Okay, so hang on. Just close that window again, please.
Yes.
And reopen it, but don't click anywhere. Okay.
I don't click anything.
Now, just press the, let's say, down arrow.
Yes.
No, okay, I'm not seeing anything. I'm trying to see what has got.
I press tab, the tab key. Yes, go to the log búsqueda.
You press the tab key.
Yes.
Press tab again. And again. Okay, let's close that. In fact, let's close the application.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go to our extensions.
Yes.
And go to the property grid. And down at the bottom where it says disable at runtime, let's just say true. Yes. Okay. Yep. Okay.
And one more thing. I put here the debug. I activated, but nothing happens. I don't know why. I put it in the both format using Ultimate Debug and without.
Okay. Are you using which debug are you using? Are you using Ultimate Debug or
the both? I using the Ultimate. Sorry, I tested with the both, with the Ultimate Debug and with the Debug View plus, and nothing happens to the both.
I'll check that on mine here, but I use that in mine and I get lots of debug. So yeah, okay, well we can check that. So yes, so just while we're waiting for that to compile, there'll be no, because of the public holidays, there'll be no user group meeting next Monday due to public holiday. So just make sure we've got, everyone's aware.
Okay. Okay.
Are you actually getting a compile? We are getting a new.
Sorry?
Are we actually getting a compile? Because you've got quite a few errors there.
Sorry, I don't understand what you say.
Is the exe being rebuilt because you've got errors? So
yes, no. The exe is here. Look the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and still nothing. Okay, so let's do that same one on the report control. So let's close that.
Sorry?
Close the application.
Yes.
Go to the extensions. Report control.
Yes.
And at the bottom where it says disable at runtime, let's say true. Okay, and save.
Too slow. Okay. It's done.
That's okay. There's a lot of data.
Yes. This is because my template is looking for.
Because we've also we need to turn the error reporting
create.
off. There could be a lot. We might want to turn the error reporting off.
Yes.
Yeah. Report control. You might not want to do disable template. You'll get compile errors.
Sorry?
Go back into that.
Yes.
Don't disable the template. Just turn off the error reporting.
Okay. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, it's there.
So it looks like, okay, so let's put the property grid back on again, please. So at the bottom, let's do false. For everybody who's wondering what that is, you've got a couple of options at the bottom. You've got disable the template and disable at runtime. So, okay, if you want to compile that, the disable the template, and this is on all of the products, the disable the template will do exactly what it says, and it will stop any code generation for the template whatsoever in your application. The disable at runtime will still allow things to be defined and so on and so forth, and it won't break any code generation. It just won't initialize the actual ActiveX control. So the control never actually starts up and never really interacts with the program. That basically enables you to have the ability to keep your embedded code. So if you was to disable the template and you had embedded code using the class, then you would get compile errors because the class wouldn't exist because it's been disabled and completely taken out of the application. So you can not disable the template but use the disable at runtime, enabling you to still have all your embedded code still working and compile and so on, but it just won't action. It just won't do anything within the class.
Yes, it's very useful. Really.
Plus, of course, you might get some scenarios. I mean, JP years ago in his product used to have it as a switch, so people could use maybe the command bars as an interface or the Clarion interface. So he had it as an actual switch. Okay, so it's going to be something in the report control. Okay, so let's it's going to be interesting. Okay, so let's put the report control back on again. And then let's go to an embed point. Let's go to where's your select statement?
In the needs. Sorry, my query.
You had a yes, select there. The select about near the top, that one. Cut that. Yep. So we're going to move it. We're going to take it from there.
Sorry.
Mind you, I was going to say, I was going to put it in the init complete.
Here.
I was going to put it in there, but actually, there should be no difference. Let's move that to in the open window. So let's cut that from there. Okay.
Yes. Where do you?
Okay. Save that.
Yes.
And then go to scroll up. Further up, we want window events, open window.
Okay.
No, it's more window events. Okay, contract all the embed points.
Sorry?
Contract all the embed points. Okay, well, no, yeah, that's it. Open window. Okay, and there. Can we put that a little later? What's that post-event visible desktop? That'll be that could be win event. No,
This one?
Yeah, that's okay. Let's put it there. I'm just wondering whether that. Well, we know that's not doing it. It's okay, so let's just try that.
Do you want that put this
Okay.
sentence here too?
You won't be able to. There's not an embed point there.
I say if you want to that I put.
Yeah, no, you won't be able to.
Okay. I understand now. Okay. No.
Just going to try. Let me move your screen 1 second. I'm going to try the similar test on mine here. Okay, so I can see what you're trying to achieve. Let me try it here. Yeah. So I'm going to bring back the presenter to myself.
I will convert the presenter to you.
Okay. So wait. Let's have the report control in there. Oh, on the wrong client setup. That's no problem. Could do that in a second.
Nice date. 1601. The year.
Yeah, actually, one of the examples is that not there? Oh no, it's not there. I moved it. That's one of the things. Actually, I might will quickly cover some of the things which are coming up. We haven't done the updates. We'll cover them in a minute. There's a couple of nice, exciting updates coming your way. In fact, there's actually one which John might be interested in as well, which I will cover towards the end. Now my machine seems to be going really slow. I'm actually remoted onto another machine. Got my machine doing a big compilation, so I'm on a second dev machine. Okay, right. Get a quick compile of this, and then we'll put an entry screen on there, an entry control, just like you've got, so we can see that's still taking focus like you want.
Okay.
Okay, doesn't really matter what that one will do. So we've got a report control. We've got an entry there actually. So you can't tab to that, so that's a bad example. We're still going to use that same one. That will do. There you go, just an entry. Very simple. Okay. From a tab point of view, let's just make sure it is in the right order. So we've got that. Then we've got our report control, and we've got a group of information with our button. No, it's not. Now, if I go back in, do down arrow, the report control's got focus. So I've not clicked anywhere, I've gone straight to the down arrow. So now we want to turn that off so it's not got the focus, which is what we just instructed on yours a second ago. And now I have got focus, which is exactly what I would have expected. So why is something on yours is taking the focus when it shouldn't do? Is your tabbing sequence correct? I know it sounds very silly, but I was wondering whether the tabbing sequence was correct. So, for example, if I did, and I don't know if it makes a difference, by the way, but let's put that down towards the bottom. No, I've still got focus.
Yes, it's still working. I will check my code because maybe I am catching something in the event func.
Just check, because that switch is purposely to force it. So let's go back to our tabbing sequence. So we would expect naturally the entry to take focus. Which of course it has. No clicking and straight to the entry. And the default is on. We can have this select control. Now I'll show you the code that generates, just in case you've got any of that code in yours as well, which might, in your template or in one of the support templates. If we run that same, remember we've not changed the tabbing sequence, so the entry would normally take focus. But now the entry won't, and the report control does. And that's because ticking that box issues a
Do the read blocks there down.
Should be a select. I'm sure it's select control. Let me look in the class. 1 second. So I'm on another window here, so that's no problem. Select control on window open. Browse. So it's a property within the class. Okay, so it's that. But all that we'll be doing. So you might be setting that. I don't know, but there. Then basically, that's just forget that. That's just clearing an internal marker to say which had focus. But it's this. It's part of the base class, so you can use it with any of the products, and it's basically select control, and that brings the OCX into focus. Does an API call really, because the normal Clarion select won't do what we're after. So that's just an API call. So it's the equivalent of a select, like in Clarion, but it's purposely for OCX controls. So just check if you've got anything like select control in any of your, because I know you've got your plugin templates, any of that, or of course you are setting that property, both of which would cause it, as you've just seen, to then take focus.
Yes, I will take a look in take event. Maybe I put some code there. In the report control. No, don't put anything. Okay, I will check this both.
Okay.
And I will let you know.
Okay, no problem. Yep, report back, let us know. But they're the things you're looking for. Let me just bring that back in. It's normally select control.
I use too much this one.
Yep, that one. And that is part of the common class. So the calendar, the command bars, any of them, that will be used throughout the whole suite.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No problem. Okay, so where are we? 22. That's fine. Stan. Is Stan available? Hi, Stan.
Yes.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
Good. So you've got a question on QuickBooks, I believe.
Well, I have two.
Oh, okay. Well, just one at a time. One for next week. No, I'm kidding.
The first one is if you log into QuickBooks Online and you go into your program that downloads the journal entries.
Okay, I'll do this here. Just 1 second. I'll bring it into focus.
I'm going to show you something that is very strange, which I don't know what to think.
Sounds ominous. Right, just logging into my area. Won't be a second. Oh, wrong site. Won't be a second. I'll bring it into focus in a second.
Unfortunately, it's just like QuickBooks to give you something and not give you all the tools that you need.
Okay, so we're in here. APIs. I don't know if you noticed if they've switched this around now. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I'm trying to actually get used to it. It's changed since the last time I looked at it again. Okay, so we're in here. We should be. We don't want the API Explorer.
Yeah, you can go into your sandbox. That's fine. I just want to show you something that.
Within the actual company itself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because there's one thing that is just very strange when you look at it.
Sandbox 2. There you go. Okay. And in what area?
All right, let's create a journal entry.
Hey, it's taking extremely slow time. Wow. Okay, yeah.
Now, just do it for any account as one debit, one credit.
So something like cost of sales to, so we'll take 100 from there, test 100, and we'll move them to the other clusters.
All right, now don't post it yet.
Yeah, it's just that was disappearing. It's throwing me. That's it. Yeah, that's what I expect. Where's that cost of sales gone?
All right.
Okay. Yep, got that
Now,
up there.
go under name.
Under name.
Yeah, there on the.
Yep.
Right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Pull down. Now you see you have customer.
Mm-hmm.
If you scroll on down a little farther, there's a vendor down in there too.
Oh, yep. Suppliers, yep.
Okay.
And employees, yep.
An employee, see? So if you go and just pick a customer.
There's an Noyantis test one, so it makes sense to post it against that one. So, yep, okay.
Now post it.
Okay, this is new. I've not tried this myself, so okay, so we'll save that. NYS4.
Now go pull it down.
This.
Pull down your journal entry in your little demo that you do.
Oh, sorry. I understand. Yep. Yeah, okay. We'll just keep. Actually, we'll keep that open. Did I really close carrying a minute ago? No. On that machine there.
Andy, while you are opening the app, the problem was solved.
When what? Sorry.
The issue was solved.
We're sorted. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
I will. Yes. I find the solution was the select app on window. I have hard coded.
Okay.
Because and that's all.
Oh.
Thanks.
Oh no problem. Very good.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So journal.
Yeah.
Document 4, that's the one, won't it? Yep.
See under your name? Nothing
okay.
comes down.
Okay. That's going to be our bug. More inclined to say. Right, just 1 second. Let me just go to that. API reference. Just going to take a look. In fact, let's just blatantly cheat. Let's get our hands dirty a second. So, don't recommend doing this at home, but I can. NYSCK task quick. There we go. I know if it's that name, like so. Okay, so it's not going to be in this, it's going to be in the JSON transfer. But when I've got this, I just want to probably going to be a typo or something. Okay, so journal entry. Brilliant. That's what I'm after. Okay, so that is it coming down. So we're looking for the name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, no, that's tax code reference, value and name. It's not name. That's tax code reference. Let's just take a look in here. And it was, as you can see there.
Oh, you do have it in there.
Ah, yeah, it's in the field entity reference. Yeah, so in the queue structure,
All right, so the question then becomes, because I couldn't get it to upload a customer.
Oh, right, okay.
A journal entry attached to a customer for a journal entry.
Let's just find out your thing a second for you. QuickBooks, yeah.
I haven't played in this program in a while.
Entity. I'm not seeing
I
journal.
wrote it, finally got it to work, and I was supposed to have a whole bunch of clients to go on the software.
Right.
Nobody showed up, and now I have 2 to go on it, and I can't remember everything.
No, I'm just looking. It's coming down anything called entity, but I'm not seeing that on. So it's on that browser, isn't it? I'm not used to working on other machine as well. In fact, it weren't that. Journal entry. See what their documentation says about it first. Should be the line. No, transaction line. Yeah, that line. Sorry, that journal entry, that one. Amount, description, line num. Interesting. Document number.
It doesn't appear that it gives you any way to do that.
Well, I'm doing a search there for entity. Now we know from what we've just seen. Go back to the other machine.
You can put it in and it comes down.
Posting type, entity. Type, customer, entity reference. So that should be, if I go back to there, one of the entities. So it's looks like it's an undocumented field because it's not in their docs for coming down. There's the line entry as we're looking at it there.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I've not included it. That's not to say we can't. So let's take a quick look. Whereabouts is it in our structure? ID, description, amount. Description, amount. Detail line, yes. Oh. Above account reference. So we can see the account reference there. Posting type, and we should have a posting type. Yeah, so we've got posting type, account reference. Posting type, account reference, but there's the entity in front. Okay, I can bring them down, and in theory, I don't know if we can post them up because, because it really comes down to what QuickBooks is going to let us physically post. But we can let's try it.
I'm more than willing to let you do it.
Well, let's copy that structure, and let's put them in as part of.
And I will give it my best of tests to see if we can do it.
So. Going to be
I've set mine up to do just that, but
yep.
I just couldn't post it.
So in the convention, I'll have it as something like, in fact, we're going to need a type, a reference. That's fine. So one more. Dot, because this is like dot notation, that, dot, that, dot. So what I'm going to have is it's going to be entity and a type. Okay. Okay, that'll take care of the definition. And in here, I can see its dot notation is going to be journal entry. Posting type, no, it's not going to be posting type, it's going to be entity dot type. That's going to be, and they're all going to be entity, so it's going to be dot value. Okay, that'll bring it down. We just need to reverse that for the upload.
Nice to see that somebody else is OCD about that.
Yeah, terrible, I know, but yeah, it would bug me. I even like the template code which generates into your application. I even like that to be quite neat. At the end of the day, our applications are our lifeline, our bread and butter, so they have to be right in my mind. Oops. So back to this. So it was entity type, entity reference, and entity. Yeah. Okay. So that's one, and then the next would be that. So reversing that for the other part would be this. Okay, that one last thing to do, and it's that. Okay, so that will take care of that first.
Okay, maybe you're more OCD than I am.
Sorry about this. People were watching probably saying, Andy, just get on with it. Sorry. Imagine if we didn't weren't able to record macros in the editor. Development to be a there you go. Okay, so post type entity, yeah, and that goes to you've got to be kidding me. And they go to those. Technically, that should do it.
Oh, see if you're right.
The template. He doesn't have. Okay. Oh, do you know? I'll just leave myself a thing for now on here. Entity allowed on journal entries. I don't know what I mean by that. Now, I suppose from a test point of view, we could just quickly do a rough and ready test in the app. So, go to the journal entry. Oh, this is my live test, but that's fine. I'll remember to tidy it up afterwards. QuickBooks. Journal entry line. Oh, did it come down in front of the? That makes much difference with the 4. Yep, thought it was. Oh, hang on. Don't Clarion have a bug where if you go off and go on, it forgets? Oh, no, it didn't. That's okay. Now, I think that entity type should have some validation on it, but for now, gonna make that a little smaller. feel I can just quite grab that with a mouse, so. I'll tidy the screen up shortly. Going to find out after all this that it's going to be read-only, you know, but at least we'll know from it.
Yeah.
Okay. And our other field as well. I can revisit it before release and put some things in. Okay, that'll do for now.
Be interested to see what it does.
So, where was that? Yeah, I've done that. Just throw myself a little there now. Sorry about this. Right.
Well, that's okay. I wasn't totally expecting you to fix it right now, so.
Well, as good a time as any.
I was more or less making a good bug report.
Okay, so entity type, entity reference, that. Well, at least you get an understanding of, you know, I mean, this is only a demo app, putting them into local fields. In your app, you wouldn't have that. You'd have your own, you know, post screens and linkages and so on and so forth. Okay, so that. For coming down, oh, that was, yep, that's for coming down. And for going back up. No, that's for going back up. And then we want the reverse of it here. Like so.
Yeah, because when I looked in the API, it wasn't there. So
yeah, that's what you know. I've hopefully correctly. I've you know, copied their docs. So every entity that their docs says, you know, we've allowed for in the downloads and the transfer. Okay, that looks good. Let's try it. So I'm going to over here. Get that there. Just going to move that temporarily over. So first of all, we should just be able to just simply re-download. that journal entry. Yep, that change. Oh, remember to take that out. But now we do have. Hang on a second. Oh, sorry, on the line. Yes, change that. No, I would have expected that to have halving in. Oh, yeah. Sorry, that there is customer. Oh, we've changed the. Yeah, I need to change the offsets in these because we've got a reference, and that's wrong. So in the entity type, it happens to come down there. So I'll change some things in a second. But yes, so it is bringing them down. So that's good. So let's just try a quick test. Customers. 89 is Noyantis one, we know that. And the other one is 68. So I'm going to see if I can switch it. Change that to be link against 68. Okay. Tax applicable, missing or invalid. Tax applicable on. Is it? Okay. See, now we're into business logic. Mind you, we put it via their own interface. You'd think that'd be perfectly acceptable. Oh, 68 there, yeah. 68. Take it out on both lines then.
You got to do it on both of them.
Yeah. Oh, something's changed. Now, is it a re-download? Even though I shouldn't really have to. But let's put that in here. Entity, still customer, but it's 89, not 68. So it looks like it's
not able
read
to
only.
change it going up.
Yeah, because it didn't report any error. But and if I have a look here, well, we've just re-downloaded, so it's
Well, the question is, if you have the other line that was blank, can you change and put a customer ID in it?
In here.
Yeah. You only had it in one of the lines.
I've got you.
So if you change that to 69.
Let's just look at the validation on that. It looks like it's the customer. Okay. Customer 68. Okay. Applicable on sales. Applicable on sales. Okay. So, can we see that journal? The cost of sales, weren't it? Okay, so that's the journal in question. Yes.
You can. If no answer's up there, then you can put you can put one in there.
So so if I try and change that to 89 now, will it change it accordingly? So let's just take that out. Go back to ours. Oh, and I presume let's just go over that. We know that first entity. Where was it? Entity 68. So it's done that. And on the other one, entity is 89. So that was what we put in via the web interface, and that's what we put in via our interface.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks good for going up. It's just a modifying. And I'm going to leave that at 68. Make sure that looks like it might be a bug in the. Oh, that is 89. So no, leave that as 89, and change that one to 89 as well. Customer, yeah, sales. Push that up. Yep, that what we've done. Let's look at our. Did I close it? I didn't close it, did I? Yeah, looks like I did. Didn't think I did, to be honest with you, but. Yeah, must have done.
You're right on schedule.
Okay, on here.
You gotta go through the plus mark.
I just seem to be waiting for it to play catch up. Cost of sales, that's the one. We want that £100. There it is. So what is it linked against now? Are they both 89? That's updated. So why didn't it do the 68? Let's just try it again. I'll keep that. I will close that. Go back to our app. Which is here. Definitely need to remember to take that thing out in a second. Change them both to 68. Okay. Back to here. Into our 100. 68 should be the Noyantis 6.2.
There it is.
Yeah. Why?
All right, so you fix that piece of code.
Yeah. But in our defence, it looked like it's undocumented because I didn't see any entity reference. But it's there, so that's good. That's good. Just 1 second on here. And I'll leave that just before I forget on our QuickBooks.
All right, well, when you finish cleaning it up, if you'll tell me when it's available, I'll go download and then I can bring that into the program.
Yeah, that'll be a relatively simple one for me. So after description. Yeah. So after description, type 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, yeah. So after 6, so it's these ones. Won't be 1 second. Let's. Clouding's just completely gone on us. Okay. It's just this type of thing I would completely forget, if truth be told. So I might as well just quickly fix it now. 10, 11, 15. That's okay. Okay, so yep, and the second question was to do with signing them up, was it?
Yeah. When you go live, I've done it before, but I have now forgotten because it's been almost a month since the time when I finished my testing.
Okay. So you would go to log in as them within the developer
If you had a
portal.
brand new user and you need them to see your app.
Right, okay. Let's just quickly make sure that is working as we wanted. That's the Noyantis. I'll take that comment out in a second. And yes, that's now a debit. 67 cost of sales, 68. Yeah, and that's all looking like it should. I'll probably put the entity onto there as well at some point. So, but okay. So what would we do? They would probably have a sign up to QuickBooks itself. Maybe even a trial, but it doesn't matter. They've
already got their account set up.
Brilliant. Okay, so you would register them via the developer portal as well. This is
okay. They got to go into the developer portal and register.
At present, in fairness, we are looking at a different way of logging in. We're supposed to have been doing it for the last month or so, but we just haven't. Let's just go on that. We just haven't had a chance at the moment, if truth be told. So at present, you're going to have to take them through because you've got 2 clients waiting, if you will. You would put them into here, make sure that they can get into this area, if you will. Go to My Apps.
Uh-huh.
You can see here I've got various ones and so on. We would create a new app. Just start coding, as good as any. So you create one for accounting that we are talking to.
Uh-huh.
Wonder if I can get rid of this afterwards. See if I find out. Okay, now that is going to give you some keys.
Well, if you already have your keys,
you wouldn't have that unless
production.
Would you have the keys already? Because it's this step what gives you the keys.
Yeah, you already have the keys because I've already gone through.
Oh, okay.
To the keys.
Oh, right. So you've done all that. Oh, brilliant. Okay, right, okay. So into the app then. So just let me, skip that. I'll tidy that up myself afterwards. Onto there. So you in your app, you would have, if you're testing against a sandbox, you'd have your sandbox keys. And if you're not, you'd have your production keys. Yep, you would have your production keys.
All right.
Okay. Now you would want to, because it's production, you're going to have to basically use the redirect facility.
I got that taken care of.
Got that, great. So that would there. You wouldn't want the sandbox.
I got that all fixed.
Brilliant. And wherever you redirect is coming back to local host and a port number, you would want that port number there.
My question is, once they log into QuickBooks, how do I get my app registered in their program? I can't remember how you do it.
You don't need that. As long as you've got the production keys and all these working, that's what you need. So it's the production keys with the redirect going to a port. That's what you need. But
what you do is you log them into QuickBooks.
Yep.
And then you hit connect.
Yeah. So here, let me do a disconnect. Okay. So I'm using, obviously, it's public, so I don't want to go doing any live data and showing off accounts and so on. So I'm using developer keys. So you hit the connect. It's going to go to QuickBooks. It's going to go through their OAuth authentication, and at the end of it, it's going to redirect to a URL, and that's the URL I'm going to go to. When I hit connect, this is basically the Chilcat library is going to go into listening on localhost, and it's going to listen on 3017. So it's going to sit there listening for 30 seconds until the OAuth process is completed, and it's bouncing information back to localhost 3017. So connect. This is us going off. Currently, it's doing a shell API to connect. It already knows we're already logged in, so it knows who we are. That account is linked to test companies. So I'm going to
Yeah.
that test company. I got my keys. So it recognizes that as a key. That application in the API with that key, that's granted. That has then forwarded that information back to localhost 3017, which of course this has been waiting for. It's recognized it's come in, connected, and that gives you the tokens and the refresh tokens in order to do your comms.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to do this with trial and error, maybe.
So it's basically, this key's here. So
I've gotten all those keys, and I had it working.
And you would have the main one here. Start with your developer keys. I'll recycle those.
I've done all the developer. I got all the way down to the bottom where I actually had a production key.
Brilliant. The thing which will catch people out then is this URL. That URL there. Just make sure that you've got that. Let's just go back into that page.
I've got that already programmed, so we're cool there.
Brilliant. It's just make sure it is, it's the exactly where it's going. Make sure you've got that with the S, and it's case sensitive. So literally, as you see it there, that's what you want, or whatever yours is, of course.
That. So we're good there.
You should be good, because
I hadn't set anybody up on this program, and I did it for me.
Right.
And it's been an entire month, and now my brain has gone fried.
Well, there is on the YouTube channel, we've covered that in some steps. So the recordings there for step by step. So you should be able to get it from there.
I'll go try and see, but I'll figure it out eventually.
No problem.
Alrighty, I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah,
Send me the links to the data whenever you finish tweaking it so I can use it.
Yeah, we'll get an update. We're going to quickly cover updates in a second because we've got a couple of things coming up for you, new toys, so to speak.
All right, well, I've got to go get on another call, so
okay,
I'll catch up with you another day.
Fine, no problem. Okay, so Frank's got a question. I haven't seen the question actually. Where's Frank? Let's open up. Frank, are you there? I've got your microphone open.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's late. If you don't want to do this now, it's I missed the first 50 minutes of it. I had a doctor's appointment, so just had a quick question on the calendar.
Okay.
Like I have a personal trainer program, and some people work some days and others don't work other days. How do I filter out what days? Like when I have all the trainers up on top of the schedule, that's displaying fine. But I'm just having some issues with trying to filter out the days.
Right. Okay. So.
Or point me to the YouTube channel.
No, well, I think I know what you're trying to achieve. You're going to struggle. So just let me just open up the example app. Put that over there. That'll do. Calendar. If I can just run that. Okay, so Skin Framework app. What the? Where's my calendar? Okay, that's concerning because that's my calendar application.
That's what happens when you keep swapping out your example apps, I believe.
Yeah,
probably.
They're my main masters.
No, that's not good.
Okay, that's throwing me a little. Right, let's try it. Try it a different way. get it from there. We'll just do a compile. It's really thrown me that. Okay. Okay, so multiple schedule, weren't it? So
yeah,
it don't really matter. Okay, so you've got that. So what is it you want to do? You've got different people, different days. So let's say I'll highlight those days there, or maybe this week. There you go. So what you want to accomplish is Billy G doesn't work Tuesday or Wednesday, but does work Thursday. Okay. No, you can't do it visually when it's in that mode, because any schedules, which these people are technically schedules, any schedules which are on view for all the days selected. Okay, so that's one of the things I've asked in the past. In fact, very early on, I won't name any names, although they don't attend any webinars, so it'd be fine. But I did some contract work for a particular client, got all the way through, so on and so forth, and then he asked that very last question, can we not have Billy G showing on a Wednesday? And I said, oh no, the control doesn't support it. At which point they walked away, and I'd done a week's worth of work, and they refused to pay. My own fault for not getting the T's and C's doctored in the first place. So you live and learn. So, but no, you can't do that. But what you can do, which might help, is let's just bring that. I do it in this application here. So let me have a look here. Just going to the appointment. I'm sure I'll have something running. Okay, you can see here the Wendy. I've got some colorings here. I've decided to do it in the silver, showing that Wendy doesn't work, but you're still going to have that column loaded. You can't do anything about that. If you want to.
Now this is for multiple days, but how about if you just select a single day?
If you select a single day, you could do it in the code. You could just basically detect how many days are on view, and then remove the view accordingly. So you've got in that example app, you've got I think it's schedule remove view and schedule add view, that kind of thing. Or delete view. So you can do it through the code, and the example app does include things like that. So this very example will show you deleting and re-adding. So if you're in day view,
I did look at that one.
Yeah, if you're in day view and you've just got one day, like so, highlighted, then technically you could, and Dr. D. Freeman doesn't work that day, you could trim that off. But then if there are multiple days, then you need the worst case scenario, which is n number of days, the n number of columns. So you could do it if you detected. In fact, we actually did that in the dentist system, which we did. But if there was in multiple days and we needed to show that it wasn't a working day, then the way we did it is via the colorings. And you've got the time restriction facility, which was part of the training. So you've got an example of that. So you can do it, unblock it, so you can see that's non-working period, that type of thing.
Yeah, that's a time restriction. I gotta find that.
Yeah,
we covered that in the training.
We did, yeah. It's in the training, and it's on the time status. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a look at that training.
In fact, you've got an example very similar to this actually in that training app, so you'll be able to lift the code straight from that.
Okay, I'll take a look at that.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, I've actually used that the gray out area, but I like the idea of not being able to click on it at all or giving you a warning that it's not available.
Well, if you use the grey out area and put it as time status non-working, then just ticking the option in the in the template to restrict the time, apply time status will automatically display your messages. You can control the wording, of course, but it will automatically trap this for you. So that should be that's a break period, and I bet that's a lunch. No.
For the individual person?
You can do individual people, individual time slots within the day. So up here, we've highlighted something as yellow, and we've just said this should be reserved for staff meetings, but it's still let you.
Yeah, I remember you doing that. All right, let me take a look at it, because I know it's late for you, and if I run into something, I'll just shoot you out an email, and you can point me in the right direction.
Yep, no problem, no problem.
Okay, thank you, Andy. I'll let you go.
Okay, we were going to look at docking panes for John, which we've grossly overshot on time. Bill, so updates. We will quickly just mention a couple of updates. So actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll cover the update, one update to do with the G security, and I'm going to stop the recording and show you a couple of things. So, Bill, where's Bill? Hi, Bill. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you today?
Yes, fine, thank you. I promised you an update on the G security, and it's close. I still don't think it can go into the live app. The position we're in at the moment, can I show it on here? Ooh, right, not sure I can. But basically, you add the template. Let's see if we can put it on the other machine. Where are we? Let's come out of this. Where are we? G security. Nope, not that one. Sorry, application dev. Okay. So all the work at the moment has gone into the back end class, and you add the global extension. Very simple. Do you want a DLL or not? Is it multi-DLL? And that's really it from the global point of view. That in turn will automatically add on the likes of a browse window or an update window, this G security content management. Now, there's not many prompts on this at the moment, just that really, but that links itself automatically onto the global class. So you've got the global class, multi-DLL compatible, and so on. The only extra thing you do is on your main application frame, you will add a global initializer. So this is it here now, global initialize. What this does is it will ask you for a unique project key. It could be a GUID, it could be wording, it could be anything you like. So, and you can leave it blank optionally if you wanted. Oh no. No, you can't. No, sorry, no, I tell a lie, you can't. Because what it does is that key puts itself automatically into every record that you create, that it creates from your security tables. That stops you mixing and matching, somebody coming along with some other keys from another project and trying to manipulate the security in your application. Okay, so and apart from anything, I think they'd be hard pushed to do that because they're optionally encrypted if you want them to be. But you give them a unique project key, and that key goes into every record that is created. And even if it detects extra records in there, it won't load them into memory. It protects itself and stops them from going in. You've got your data tables. You can put some driver options on there and the owner, so you can put a password onto it and the tables. It only uses the top speed tables, but it will encrypt the tables for you. Okay. It will automatically add a system administrator user. Obviously, you would overwrite this with anything you particularly wanted, so on and so forth. But that's your default user. And that's just a couple of utilities which, in case you wanted them, it can calculate the unique computer name for you and the unique username within Windows. So what user are they currently logged in as, just in case you want to prime your users so that it picks up their Windows login name and you can tie it to your login names, so it automatically syncs itself when you log in, that type of thing. So at the heart of it then, is that okay so far? Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yep. So at the heart of it then, oh, hang on, there should be one other. Where's my other option? Project. Key. No, this is the old one. I am on my other machine at the moment. This is the old one because you've also got a couple of other prompts. You've got what's your default strategy. You've got your strategies of do you want to allow everybody into everything by default and then restrict where you need to, or do you want to restrict by default and only allow explicitly when you want to? It defaults to restrict by default, when you first add the extension, but it's up to you. It might be on this. It's only a couple of options which I really need to restrict. So rather than adding security to everything and everything, anything and everything, you can say allow by default and only restrict the particular options like a month-end routine should I need to, that kind of thing. Or you can flip it on its head and say, no, nobody's getting to anything until I allow them, at a group or a user level. You've got your usual tables. You've got a user table, and the class includes all the things for inserting new users and so on and so forth. You've got a user table, you've got a groups table, and you've got a tasks table. So, for example, you could have this particular option. Going into here would be a task, or going in here and maybe you want that button there to be a particular task, or maybe that button and that button and that button to be a task. So basically, you define these tasks. You've got simple groups, simple users, and then the actual tasks. They're the three main tables, if you will. And a task can be quite. Just let me have a look here at some of the equates. These are some of the new equates. So you've got some errors, yes, got some errors and so on and so forth. Your tasks can be whether to allow into a procedure, whether to control the attributes of a particular control, and that control, of course, can be different types of control, like a command bars control, a task panel control, a Clarion window control, that type of thing. The field, it can be a tab, a group, a command bar group. These are the different types, so you can see how it's going to integrate with the whole suite. So you'll be able to control your security of various different content, if you will, within a window. And then you've got two tables to say, okay, what users belong to which groups, and you can, if you want, have a user belong to two groups, just for flexibility. So you could have a sales group and a management group, and a particular user, maybe a director level, wants to be a member of both of those groups, whereas your sales staff would only be part of the sales group, that kind of thing. So you can have them belonging to more than one group, and then at the group level, you can say what tasks are them group members allowed to do. And then you can override that at a user level to say what tasks are these users allowed to do. So an example being, you might have, let's just say, simple access. This button here, at a group level, you might be able to go into it, so you would get access. But if I'm part of the sales group, I can get to that option. So all the sales group can go to it. But then at a user level, you can say, except Andy. Andy can't press that button. I need him to do all the other sales tasks, but I can't let him press that one because he's only a junior. He's not allowed. So you can, basically, it's layered. The group security is applied first. The user security is explicit and applies itself over the top of the user security. So it's quite complex, but I've tried to make it as simple as possible. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, any ideas on that? Any feedback on that, I should say?
Yeah, I think I sort of, and like I said, I did some beta testing with Jesus back several years ago, And I think at some point he had it so that when you put the global into the application, it actually built the, I believe it built the table of procedures.
I could get it to do that, but by having a default strategy, you can question whether you really need to do that. But I mean, I can get it to do that, but you've got other particular ways of achieving that same functionality, if you will. So say from an example, your main menu, you've got a main menu and you want to block them from getting to certain particular procedures. So you could actually just deny, you could create a task to say, I want to restrict access to particular menu options, and then you can, and it'll know which menu options are there because it can read the screen definition, the menu definition. So, and then you can just tag it, and I think I allow per task. I can tell you now, actually, it's at the side of me.
Maybe that's what it might have been. That like I said, it's been so long ago that
that's a task.
I've got it. I think I still got a copy on another old computer, that some old XP computer I got laying around that may have the original Gitano code.
I've got the some of the original. I'm looking for the thing that should be a dimension. One of these should be a dim. Hang on a second, what's going on here? Because that should be dimensioned. That should be dimensioned. A little loss there now. Okay, I'm going to check that. But basically, yeah, you can tag. So you can say, okay, go into a screen. I'm working just on the pop-up screens now. So that's how close we are. The security about going in and so on and so forth is done. It can calculate what you're allowed to do, so on and so forth. That's done. Because you could even cause yourself a conflict. Not that you want to do this, but you could cause yourself a conflict. You could say at the group level, so you're part of the sales group, and you are allowed to do something. At a user level, you're not allowed. So what you want there is a strategy of restrict, but you could allow. So you could get a conflict of, where you've got a confliction of the group's allowed to do something, you're not allowed. That's the conflict, and then the strategy kicks in and so on. So you've got that particular added complication. It's actually quite a complex subject when you actually take a step back and you try and make it as flexible as possible, but as easy to use. So it's getting that. But yeah, it does all the calculations. All that code's done. We're literally at the point now where we're just doing the pop-up windows, which are the built-in windows, if you will. So you can maintain what users are in what groups and what tasks you can do. So that's the bit we're at now. So it's not in a. I'm testing it by putting explicit rules in just myself, but of course that'd be no good for yourself. You'd want to be able to do it at runtime via Windows, you know what I mean, like on a Control F8, that type of thing. So it's not in a releasable state from that point of view, but we are close. We're just at the window bit now, so that's not too bad.
That's okay. I got further behind last week anyway, so
it's definitely it's definitely caused me a few headaches. So, and it's trying to get this. I'm being greedy. I want a maximum flexibility for people, but putting it across in a nice and easy understanding way. So yeah, typical. Trying to achieve too much. So.
Well, and then you get the end user, that wants to do something. Well, yeah, the guy can see the pricing, but he can't change the pricing, and things along that line are, and then you run into, like, I use like 4 pricing levels on, when people sell boats, and then you got a cost, a true cost of the unit, and you don't want your salesman necessarily to see the true cost. They see an adjusted cost.
Yeah, and that's one of the things it will one of the things we've got in here. Where's the task?
So I do a lot of, even on what I'm doing right now, I'm doing a lot of hiding and unhiding of fields.
Well, you won't have to. This definitely isn't the latest one. There's something adrift here, although I better check what I'm doing because I'm just working on one of the windows here now. You can see, because one, it's dimensioned. I think it was 25 I put it to in the end, a dimension of 25. But also, you should have a field ID. Oh no, no, that's it. It's just control ID. It should be dimensioned, and there's a field. That's right. So on the equates, you can say it's a field. So basically, the idea being there is you might have, let's call it order line, cost price, or true cost as you've got, and so on. And the idea is you can say, okay, I want that field to be hidden for this user or for this group of users, for that matter. And then in the screen definitions, it will know, it reads the screen definition and it will hide them or disable them because you've got the flags to say what you want to do. So you can say disable, read only, hide. You basically say, okay, hide that field. That will then, when you go into any particular window, it will have a look at it if it's used. Report, window, list box, report control, that type of thing. Have a look if it's in there and hide it accordingly, so you won't see it. But all you'd have to do at a global level is to say this user is not allowed to see this field.
Right, or a group of
users. Yeah, you just do a group task instead of, well, you create the task, but you assign it to a group rather than a single user. And hey presto, any user in that group is not allowed to see that field. So you've applied it to the overall application, but at a global level, just by one record.
Right.
That's what I mean. I'm trying to get it really as powerful as possible, but dead simple. I mean, that's pretty good in my mind. You one particular field at a global level, and you've affected every screen, every report control, that type of thing, all of the actual things, all at runtime at once, just by one rule or task as they are. So
right, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So,
yeah, we run into, like you can have users that they can do a sale or a boat deal, a deal on a boat, just like a car dealer would, and then but you don't really want them to know what the true cost is, but they know what the operating cost is. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no, we have that in the particular system. What this is being written to go into has that exact same thing, where you've got the actual manufacturing costs, and the last thing they want any of their staff to see is the manufacturing costs, except
Correct.
for people involved. So yeah, no, that's quite not I won't say necessarily quite common, but it by the same token, it's not uncommon.
No, but they, a lot of salespeople don't understand. If it takes $20,000 to manufacture something, but they forget about the 20% that it takes to keep the lights turned on the building.
Yep, they're just being very blinkered, and they think, you're making either the room that I can try and sell it cheaper to get the sale, or you're making a whole packet and I want to raise out of it. And it's a case of, no, you're not seeing all the operating costs and everything just to keep the business afloat. Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
And then, or they want to lower the price, they want to give the customer a discount, but you can only discount to a certain point or you're going to go out of business.
Yeah, of course. So it will be, as soon as the built-in screens are there, so you can at least start. Because I'm purposely doing the testing by inserting in my code in the class hard hard fixed rules, just so I can test the access and the restrictions and so on and so forth. And it's done that. I'm quite happy, and it's passed those tests. So now I'm at the point where it's putting the UI windows in, just to make sure that that create them rules and make it nice and easy from a using point of view. So as soon as I've got those done, then it'll be in a usable beta state, and I will fire you an email over ASAP.
Well, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm going to be, I got a little bit behind last week on a project and I'm still working on today, but then I'm going on vacation next week. So you get a reprieve.
Well, there's not, I mentioned earlier, but I don't think there's quite as many users on. It's a public holiday again here in the UK Monday, and I know I'm actually traveling, so there's no user group meeting next Monday. This time of year, April and May, there's quite a few Mondays, or we call them bank holidays, but they are public holiday Mondays. So there's quite a few this time of year. We seem to have them early on in the year, and then a dry spell, later on. So okay, I've got one quick question from Bijan, and then we will have to wrap it up because we're way over time. So, but I don't want to ignore him. So Bijan, are you there? Or where are we? Quick comment and question should not take long. I think it was to do with the production. Right, so he's not there. Okay, well, let's just stop the recording, but still stick around and quickly show something. So thank you, everybody. And no user group next week, but there is one the week after. So thank you.